So I gotta tell ya, I live 2,000 miles away from my mother, being from Detroit. And 2,000 miles away, it doesn't stop her from calling me on the telephone every single day. Yeah. Sometimes she calls me just to complain about how high the phone bills are. So for Christmas, I thought I'd solve this problem and buy her a computer. Yeah. So she could learn how to work the email. So now, this is great. She emails me, and then she calls me to tell me she sent me an email. It doesn't stop there. I respond. She calls me to tell me she got my response. She answers back. She calls me to tell me she sent an answer back, then keeps me on the phone for half an hour about what she wrote in the email. Basically, she's on the phone now typing out emails to me. Finally, I reported her for spam. And bought her dial-up. So being a single gal, and even not a single gal, this is a statistic, that I read recently in a magazine I thought was very interesting. It said, this is what it said. It said 89% of all men cheat on their wives and girlfriends. And even if they have both wives and girlfriends. Can you believe that? 89%. Wait, there's more. Then it went on to say that 10% just think about it. Just thinking about it, that 10%. And it went on to say, because if you're doing your math, that leaves 1% of the men who don't cheat and don't think about it, and they're dead. And I'm hoping to meet somebody right there in that plus or minus 1%. Maybe he's here tonight. Propped up in the back somewhere. Hoping for that. Thank you very much. That person over there, I love them. Anyway, so, but I've been single all my life, and I have very helpful friends. One of them said, hey, why don't you buy one of those rule books on dating? Maybe you've been single so long, you're doing something wrong. So I went ahead, I bought that rule book, and I started reading it. Turns out I'm doing a lot wrong, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. One of the rules was, and hey, I never knew this. One of the rules was that you should not become intimate with a man until 3 months after you date. Yeah, 3 months. Well, I've been doing that one wrong. I always thought the rule was 1 hour after you eat. And I'm not going to change that one. That's been working for me. I've been getting some good meals right there. Thank you. But I'm getting older too, and the older I get, the lazier I get. I just like to sleep, basically. That's my pastime. Relationships are work, though, and sometimes so is sex, ladies and gentlemen, as enjoyable as it can be. So I work something out that's working out for everybody involved. I've finally found out that I enjoy kinky sex. Yeah. That's right. Because I really enjoy being tied up. Because that way I can just lie there. And if I can get him to blindfold me, I can take a short nap. Here's the thing about men, they don't even notice. Long as you're there, they're happy. I wish I'd known that earlier in my life. It's a whole nother ball game. So, had a bad day at work today. I really hate my job. Well, I hate working. Pretty much right there. So I'm looking for a new job, but this is what I hate about looking for a new job. I hate the interview, the job interview. Because you see, they ask you the stupidest questions that you have to lie to answer in order to get a job that you don't really want. Now, usually I'm applying for some secretarial position, and I always get asked this question in a job interview. Very curious. So, Maria, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Well, certainly taking crap and schlepping copies for you people. Is that the right answer? No. Okay. Let's try again. Oh, I know. Hopefully collecting some hefty disability from some water I'll slip on in the kitchen. Do you guys have a kitchen? No? All right. Well, here's my answer, and I'm going with this one. Where do I see myself in 5 years? Porno. Yeah. Because I figure if I'm going to come to work and get screwed every day, I might as well make some real cash. You know, it pays to be honest because they hired me. But then lawyers like that answer. I hate lawyers. But I saw this curious help wanted ad in the newspaper the other day. Thought might be fun to answer. It said, female internet models wanted. Yeah. So I read the job description. And the first part of it said, typing helpful. Well, okay, I can type, fine. Second part of it said, nudity required. Well, okay, sometimes I type in the nude, fine. Now, but the third part of it said, and this is the part I found the most curious, it said, good social skills. All right, now why would you need good social skills to type over the internet in the nude? For instance, say some guy types in, hey, baby, you have pretty tits. Show me some snack. Probably a good social skills response would be, thank you. And do you mean snatch? Now, if I was hired for this job, I'd have a little problem with the good social skills portion, you know, being a comedian and all. So say some guy types in, hey, baby, your left bob is bigger than your right bob. My response, and both of them are probably bigger than your ditch. Get off the line, moron. Oh, and have a nice day.
Thanks so much. I'm from New Jersey, exit 9. I grew up there as a latchkey kid. Do you guys know what that is? It's like a legal term for neglect. When I was growing up, I didn't have a lot of friends, and when you don't have a lot of friends growing up, the seesaw is just a really low bench. My dad, he was on drugs. That was kind of weird. That was strange, because, well, first of all, he didn't share, and then also, he didn't really understand things, you know? Like, he saw this ad on television, and it said, talk to your kids about drugs. So he sat me and my brother down, and he goes, keep it in the trunk. Keep it in the trunk. They need a search warrant for the trunk. That's not right. By the way, my last name, it really is Eagle, just for those of you who are wondering, because I always get asked that. People are like, Eagle, that's such an unusual name. What's your background? And then I have to explain to them that I'm part Russian and part, actually am Jewish. Do you guys have Jews here in Irvine? Are there any here tonight? Hold up your coupons. So I'm Jewish. I'm Jewish, and last year for Hanukkah, my dad got me dating for dummies. Yeah. So this year I got him gift buying for ass. I don't know, he's just, when he wasn't on the drugs, he was so angry. I guess because, he had it really tough growing up, because he used to have to walk, 20 miles to school in 5 feet of snow, and he was only 4 feet tall. Yeah, I just saw my family recently. I just saw them. It was great. We all got together last week. My favorite uncle was there. The one that touched me in all the right places. Well, because the other one just fumbled around. He couldn't find my zipper or anything. Just completely ruined the moment. So, what else? I've been working as a secretary. I'm not a very good secretary. For example, I don't have enough Beanie Babies to cover the entire length of my desk. That's right. Also, I steal things. And the meaner the employer is to me, the more things I'm taking. I had this one boss come up to me. She was like, you know what? I need that document done now. I was like, all right, I'll do it now. No problem. I'm going home with your printer. That's right. Yeah, I learned how to get out of doing any task, which is you just act stupid. Because they can't get mad at you for being stupid, right? Like, oh, you need 10 copies of this? All right, no problem. You want that in pen or in pencil? Just doesn't work out. So, I recently went to the eye doctor. That's right, folks. These things are for real. They're not just my man Magnet. So, and it was a very weird eye doctor's appointment. Well, first of all, they asked me to put on a gown. That's not right. And then the eye doctor looked at me and he was like, you know what? I think your glasses are kind of crooked. And I was like, actually, I just tweezed my eyebrows. Right, ladies? Because sometimes we have to clear the land up there, right? Let me hear a shout out from my Jewish and Italian friends. And sometimes we have to clear the land down there, right? If you're going to clear the land down there, I recommend the mean Russian lady. That's who you want to handle that. I had something called a Brazilian done. I'm not going to say exactly what it is, but I will just tell you, I know why there are no more rainforests left. It is a very intimate procedure, right, sir? And like, I didn't know, if I was supposed to tip her or buy her flowers. So I just licked her. Well, she was quite sticky. So thank you for that. What else? My family, they've been extremely supportive since I've been out here. Extremely supportive. In fact, I got a card of encouragement from my aunt. Yeah, it's a very lovely card of encouragement. And turns out she purchased a second card that she thought would be nice coming from my mom. Only my mom, who's a little bit absent-minded, she forgot what she was supposed to do with it. So she just stuck the card in a package with the bag and the receipt and everything. So now I have this card, and it says, "So many people believe in you," signed by no one. So many people believe in you, no one was willing to put it in writing. I'm gonna thank you. I'm gonna just say this one last thing, which is I saw Nicole Kidman. She won an Oscar award, and she thanked the producers for taking a chance on her, because she's so on the fringe. And then she gave a very warm and loving speech to her family, to her mother and her daughter, and it really touched my heart. It made me think about what it is I would say to my family if I ever received such an honor. I think I would just be like, and to my family, I'd like to say, is this enough? Is this enough? Are you happy now? Are you happy? Maybe we could let law school go.
So I love wearing sweatpants. because I'm a single, dyslexic, unemployed actress. And sometimes it's nice to be comfortable when you're crying. I thought about being a stripper, but when your real name's Roxy Cook, your stripper name ends up being something like Carol. It doesn't really work. Some people think I look like Anna Kendrick with like a hint of Napoleon Dynamite. I am. You're seeing it now. I'm severely dyslexic. And being dyslexic, forced me to grow up fast. Like one day, I was 11. My next birthday, I was 21. Like now, I'm 52. Which is hard because I was like just getting used to being in my 30s. My mom, she was the real Snow White at Disneyland in the 70s, which my therapist says still doesn't explain my high voice and affinity for dwarfs. I was reading a bedtime story to my nephew who's 8 months, and he literally put his hand over my mouth. Like, your voice is annoying when a baby tells you to shut up. I went out with this guy, and he was like, is that your real voice? I was like, no, I just decided to talk like an animated squirrel. Like, how rude. It's hard being mean with a voice like this. Like, telemarketers are like, can I talk to your parents? I'm like, no. They abandoned me when I was 25. Gosh, I hate texting boys, right? It's so hard to be charming, sassy, elusive, like all at the same time. You want to be nice, but not too nice. You want to be cool, but not too cool. You want to be available, but not like too available. And like, what emoji do I pick? And it's even harder for me because I'm dyslexic. I think I'm saying come and meet me, but it actually says meet me and come. But I mean, to be honest, being dyslexic, it's not that confusing for me because I've never not been dyslexic. But it is kind of confusing for like everyone around me. I'm trying to give directions and I'm like, oh my gosh, that 10-2 freeway is the worst. I mean, I hate driving on the damn 10-2. I mean, it's almost as bad as the 504. But it does come in handy when it comes to my credit score because I'm like rich in my mind. Yeah, my mom, she always told me I was a late bloomer, which gave me a lot of confidence as a child. She was like, you suck now, but like one day, you're gonna be a flower. I'm still waiting. I have 3 feral cats that I rescued. Some like to say stolen from freedom. I chased one around for 3 hours in somebody's backyard. It's my community service. That's why I don't pay my student loans. It's like I'm doing my part. But I'm not a cat lady. I'm an activist. I'm a do-gooder. I'm like the Angelina Jolie of the feline world. One cat at a time. Did anyone see the movie Her? Do you know that movie? Where the guy, he falls in love with Scarlett Johansson's voice? Yeah, that would never happen to me. I open my mouth and it's like bug repellent. Men just shrivel up and just die. I have a question. What do you do when you meet the perfect guy, but he orders rosé at a sports bar? Like what is that? It's not like we're yachting in the south of France. I mean, what am I supposed to order? A Shirley Temple? I mean, stop trying to outgirl me. That's just rude. Stop being rude. Here's the thing, if every man in the universe stopped being rude, I would stop acting crazy. It's that simple. My ex-boyfriend, he's a movie director, and he made a movie about getting married, and then he literally got married. Like, couldn't you put me in one of those weddings? His wife is a Laker girl, which is why I love the Clippers. Yeah, no, that's a lie. I don't understand sports. I don't understand fantasy football. I was talking to this guy and he was like, I lost $500 playing fantasy football. And I was like, well, thank God it was fantasy, not reality. They should call it like real football, like imaginary circumstances. I mean, now that I think about it, like fantasy football is an excellent metaphor for every man I've ever met. I mean, they like talk about stuff, they spend money on stuff, but nothing ever happens in like real time. I was kind of seeing this guy for like maybe a month, and I didn't know I was his girlfriend until he broke up with me. Like, he imagined that we were a couple, and in reality, I just wanted free yogurt. I would still like some free yogurt. Thank you so much, you guys.